and we'll start at about 1 minute here, okay?
Sounds good.
There we go. I'll keep that in the corner. And admit all. Perfect.
Yeah, maybe give it another minute here. It looks like we're starting to get a lot of people coming in now.
Yep, they are coming through. And as they come through, we'll just keep on admitting more people.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, do you want to start this then?
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay, well, I want to thank you all and welcome you to the Marketing Your Business, Your Roadmap to Success, Turn Your Leads into Paying Clients, Grow Your Revenues. My name is Alan Fine and my partner, David Saxby. This is going to work really well today for you if you participate. We've all been to presentations before in the past where people just sit there and do nothing at all. But if you guys participate with us, it's going to go amazingly well, and we're going to give you some absolutely great information.
So we'll be posting up some questions, and hopefully you can jump on those right away and answer them. It'll give us an idea of who we've got in our audience and what their needs are.
Exactly. So many people are really afraid of online marketing. They don't understand it. If you've hesitated to jump onto online marketing and LinkedIn because you're thinking it's too complicated, it'll be too costly. You don't want to pay for another thing you just don't use. So many of us have gone to presentations or going to marketing programs, and then it just sits on the wall afterwards. Well, that is not this today. We're going to give you some real world information that you guys can use right away for your marketing efforts and your company. And also one thing I hear is people don't jump onto marketing programs is because after they get them, they don't have anybody to help them out afterwards. So we're going to try to answer all your questions as well. So once again, the more you engage with us and are involved today in today's presentation, the more you're going to get out of it. So today's webinar overview. We're going to do a quick background on both David and myself to show you why we're qualified to train you today. We're going to have 73 minutes of amazing marketing information, makeover training for your LinkedIn profile, 5 minutes at the end on how we can help you, and then hopefully answer any questions you have from us so that you get everything clarified. Right, Dave?
You bet.
Cool. So I'm just admitting people as they come in. So why us? Well, David has been a creative director of Spark Communications. He's a sales and marketing coach. He has a really amazing program, and he's going to show that to you today of how we can analyze your current marketing efforts. David has 40 years of experience. He's a professional speaker. He's spoken to audiences of hundreds at a time. He works with CEOs and professionals and a wide range of industries, and he's going to show you how to turn your leads into paying clients following a proven marketing process, because unfortunately, so many people do their marketing, they do only one touch point to somebody, and then if they say no or don't say yes right away, they don't do anything with them afterwards. So Dave is going to show you a system of how to keep on marketing to your clients after they have talked to you once at least, and it's going to be pretty amazing.
Let me tell you a little bit of background on Alan. So for the past 25 years, Alan's been in the digital marketing and website design field, and he spent 13 years as a LinkedIn trainer and 9 years as a LinkedIn lead generation expert. And he's passing that information on to you to help you and his clients learn how to leverage LinkedIn's amazing and robust database for your business. And so taking the leads, turning them into paying clients is really what this is all about. So as a business coach, we work with clients and we look at a 5-step profit formula. What that simply means is we look at these 5 areas of the business: the foundation of the business, the lead generation aspect, the conversion aspect, the transaction aspect, and being able to turn turn leads into paying clients. And then we look at the profitability from the leads that you generate and the clients that you serve. So the first aspect is the foundation of the business. Many businesses start because the owner of the business has a skill set and winds up getting clients and starts to build a business. And one of the things that we found, oh, let's just go back there. For some reason, that's not going back, Alan. Can you?
Yeah, I will go back. Previous slide here.
Yeah.
There you go.
So the foundation of the business really means looking at where you are in the market in relation to your customers. You need to be able to build trust and expertise, and you need to educate your customers such that they understand that you are the sole source for them to be able to get their business serviced properly. We also need to look at the policies and procedures and systems and processes within our business, because the more that we can streamline that, the easier it is for customers to do work with us. Plus, it gives us the ability to work on the business as opposed to working in the business. And we need to look at our market dominating position. So how is it we can serve our customers better than our competition can? And we're going to talk about a market dominating formula. And the last aspect is the strategy. And strategy is key, because if you're just doing what your competition's doing, you're not going to succeed. So let me give you a simple example. Imagine 3 businesses side by side on the same street. The first business, recognizing it's pandemic and we need to attract business in the door, puts a sign out front and says 30% off. So the business at the end of the block puts up a sign and says 75% off. Well, the business in the middle, being a little new, didn't really know what to do. So they thought for a little bit and then realized that probably the best strategy is they put a sign out front and said, main entrance here. So that's what's known as a strategy. It's being able to outthink your customers. So if we look at the right business strategy, do we have the right products and services that our customers are looking for? Do we have the right target market? A lot of businesses, especially when they first start out, think that everybody is their customer, which is probably not true, except for perhaps the funeral business. So the next part is having the right marketing and sales strategy. Do you have the right brand? Does your brand talk to your customer in the way that they need to hear the message? Can they relate to what your brand is saying from a brand promise perspective? Do we have the right message? Because oftentimes what happens with most businesses is the business talks from a technical perspective or from an informational perspective, when really we should be looking at providing a benefit to our customers. And do we have a compelling offer? An offer that a customer says, well, nobody else has given me this much service or product for this kind of a price. And are we using the right media? We're going to talk a little bit about media strategies. And is the timing right? So here's some of the typical lead generation mistakes that people make. First of all, they start thinking tactically. So where should I put my information? We need to go back and think about what's our strategy. And we need to think strategically first, and then the tactics will come after that. We can figure out where to go from there. And many companies assume that lead generation means tactical lead generation. So placing ads, sending out mailers, networking, trade shows, putting things on social media, and so on. The strategic side is more about what you say and how you say it, rather than the medium that you say it through. The key is we need to know where our customers go to find information, or our prospects go to find information. So typically what happens is many businesses put some stuff out on social media, or maybe do a little bit of marketing, and they go, well, it's not working. And they blame the media. Oh, it's the wrong channel. It's not the right social media, so on and so forth. That's the tactical part of the plan. The key is, again, to think about strategic messaging. So many business owners also rely on platitudes. They say we have the lowest prices, the best service, family owned and operated, convenient hours, the best value, and we've been in business since 1431 BC. Who cares? So when it comes to lead generation, there's more than social media channels that we can use to generate leads. We've got referral systems. If you think about your own business, how many people refer clients to you? We have joint ventures and alliances. This is what Alan and I are doing this morning, is we're doing a joint venture to promote both of our businesses together. There's public relations and publicity. Do you write articles? Do media contact you as the expert in your area? There's direct marketing. Believe it or not, direct marketing still works. There's advertising. That's paid for messaging. There's digital media, and then there's several other approaches we can take as well. But here's what happens typically, and particularly with digital media being so prevalent and social media being the be-all end-all to every business, from a digital marketing perspective, what happens is simply this. There is so many choices. There's so many different channels we can use in digital media, and most businesses take one little aspect of social media. And so they put things on Facebook or LinkedIn, and that's it. We need to look at all the channels that our customers look through. So more conversions. Once we get people to connect with us, and Alan's going to talk about LinkedIn and building profiles and then being able to connect with customers, how do we keep them in touch? Because really, most customers need to know enough about your business to be able to feel confident and trust your business to do business with you. So do we have a compelling offer? Do we have scripts that we used for sales and for all of the processes that we have in place in our business? Do we follow scripts? Do we have a team of people, and can we provide a script for them so it makes it easy for them to talk to customers? What are our initial closing rates? So do we get a 1% return on the calls we make? Do we get a 5%, 10%, and so on? And what's our follow-up and close ratios? Because many businesses, the failure with a lot of businesses, they get leads, they talk to them a few times, and then they stop talking to them. So there's no follow-up. And then a technique that we've used very effectively for our clients is creating what's called a drip campaign. And I'm going to talk about that in a little while.
Oh, sorry.
More transactions. So we have customers. How are we able to increase the number of transactions with our customers? Can we reactivate some of our former clients? Oftentimes what happens is clients leave and go to another business because they think it's a better deal or because they like the salesperson and so on. Can we bring them back? Is there something we can do to reactivate former clients? Can we downsell? So if a client says, well, no, I can't really afford that right now, is there ways that we can offer them a lower priced opportunity?
Or payment plans also.
Yeah, exactly. And can we increase the frequency of purchase? So rather than the customers buying once, can we have them buy multiple times? Can we have them buy over a longer period of time? Are there additional products and services we can provide, or can we joint venture with somebody to offer their services and gain a small percentage of increase in our revenues? What about our appointments? How do we set our appointments? Are they automated? Are they manual? Do we only make appointments over phone? And so on. And what about our sales team? Is our sales team fully engaged? Do they have all the tools in place? Do they have all the marketing support that they need?
And are they professionally trained?
And are they professionally trained? Exactly. More profits. Can we increase our prices? What's interesting is most businesses, when you ask the owner of the business, well, what about if you just increase your prices to increase your profit? Oh no, we'll lose customers. And in many cases, the customers aren't going to leave because of price. They're going to leave because of lack of service. Can we increase the longevity of buying in the relationship? Can we upsell and cross-sell? So upsell means to take them from a base price model up to the next level. We see this all the time in the car industry. You go in and you see the base model car. price, and the one the dealer puts on the floor has all the bells and whistles, and you really want that one. So the dealer tries to upsell you to that one. Bundling. Can we put things together that add value for the customer, but don't increase our cost of service or products? And is there areas we can cut costs? We have suppliers that we've worked with for a long period of time that we might be able to negotiate with and get better pricing. So the key to success for any marketing, for any business, is simply this. We need a market dominating position, and we need to stand out. We need a conversion equation. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. We need a compelling offer, and it has to be an informational offer, not a discount, not not an offer that is giving away discounting and so on. We need a strategic marketing campaign as well. And one thing about marketing, it's not an event. Marketing is an ongoing process. Many people think, well, I did some advertising and I did a little post on Facebook and LinkedIn, I'm done. You got to keep going. You got to keep building a process. So how many of you, Alan, maybe you can bring up the question there.
Which one is it?
First one.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
So how many of you get regular leads, and how many leads do you get on a monthly basis?
Yeah, just click on the box on your screen and tell us so we have some idea of what's happening out there. Great, we have 7 people, 8 people. Keep on going, just click on the box so we have some idea. Keep on going, keep on going. Another 5 people, please. 4 people, please. Awesome, awesome, keep on going, almost there. 2 more people. 2 more, come on, 2 more. And that's good enough then. Okay, so
what do we got for?
A lot of you said none. Some of you said 5. So 39% said 5 leads per month, 10 leads. And so, yeah, that's pretty amazing to see.
Yeah, and this is typical of most businesses, so you're not alone. The challenge with generating leads is, like we'd said before, is you got to take those leads through a process until they're ready to buy. So what I'm going to talk about now is there's 8 strategies we use when working with clients to lead to that 5-step profit formula. And we use this for about 95% of the businesses we work with. So the principles apply, even though today I may not talk about your specific industry and show you specific examples for your business, the principles still apply. So the first one's how do we make the advertising work? How do we build business faster through joint ventures? How can we upsell, cross-sell, and increase our profits? How can we expand our products and increase customer revenues? How do we downsell? So to attract more customers at a base price. How do we create a revenue producing drip campaign? So keeping people in the loop until they're ready to buy. How do we stop discounting by increasing the value that we offer? And how do we cut costs of unnecessary expenses? So here's how we look at advertising and how we make advertising work. We use what's called a conversion equation. So you're probably aware of this, but maybe don't use it in your own advertising. So when you're looking at what you're promoting and the information you're sending out to the market, when you leave here today, go back and look at it. The first stage should be that we interrupt our customers. We interrupt them so that they understand what it is that they have the issue with and that we can provide a solution for them. So the interrupt is your headline. That's addressing the problem. The engage is your subheadline. That's saying that we have something to offer that will solve their problem. The third stage is we provide evidence through education. So that could be offering a blog, that could be sending out a regular email, that could be leading people to somewhere on our website that has some more information.
Free training.
Free training, exactly. And the last part is the offer. And the offer has to be compelling enough to be able to attract our customers and get them to engage with us. So here's a good example of a headline that interrupts the thinking. Best time ever to have braces, of course, because nobody's going to know you're wearing braces if you're wearing a mask. So great opportunity to engage our target market. So do we offer incentives? If we do, are they the right incentives? Typically, incentive offers discount products. So we need to have a market dominating position. We need to use the conversion formula, and we need to have a compelling offer. So an incentive offer is buy one, get one, or a percentage discount, or a gift with purchase, or a free service, an estimate, an assessment, so on and so forth. And the challenge or the disadvantage with these is that oftentimes we're sacrificing our price integrity. So we're lowering our prices and we're compromising our profitability. And it's also easy to comparison shop with our competition. And it typically only appeals to buyers that want to buy right now. So that's like 1% of your potential customers. It trains the customers also to only reply or respond to when the discounts happen or when you're giving away prices. So also typically with most professionals, there's one of the things that you'll often see is they don't really have an offer. They do things like call us. So, the phone number. They ask to ask a question to book an appointment. So many financial planners, professionals in general, accountants, lawyers, doctors, and so on, do the same thing. So how do they stand out from their competition? Here's a chiropractor, same thing. Request an appointment, call us. If you look at every chiropractor's site, it probably says the same thing on it. So how do they compete with each other? So if we have an informational offer, as for example, a free report, this gives people education to help them make a decision. Most customers already have done their research. They go on the internet, they look up you and your competitors, and they compare. So if we can provide them with information that'll help them decide, then chances are we're going to become the preferred supplier.
Yeah, educational marketing is probably one of the strongest marketing platforms or positions you can take for your company.
Absolutely. Yeah. How about an idea guide? So people in the building industry, for instance, here's a sunroom company, and what they're providing is a guide that gives people ideas about how they could build a sunroom onto their house. And it shows them examples and gives them some background information to help customers decide what they should do. How about a financial planner that helps turn goals into results? So they get a free assessment and people can determine what areas that they need help in. Or a consumer's guide to home remodeling. How many people have done a home remodel process and wound up with a disaster? It's overcharged, the trades don't show up on time, and so on and so forth. Well, this report helps consumers decide which suppliers they really want to go with based on some information that'll help them make that decision. So the advantage with an offer like this is it builds trust because you're giving information for free. There's no cost to it. It establishes a relationship with future customers, and it offers evidence of the claims that you make. So those platitudes that we talk about, if we can reinforce them with more evidence and provide ideal information to help those people decide, much better. And it appeals to that 99% of customers that aren't ready to buy today. So typically with most buyers, and think about the last time you made a big purchase, you bought a house, bought a car, perhaps a large investment, the threshold of resistance is high when we're at that point where we're going to decide, because we don't know 100% if that's going to be the right business to supply what we need. So the threshold resistance goes up higher as we get closer to the buying process. And typically with the 1% of customers that are looking at us, they're going to try and decide at that point which vendor to go with. But if we look at future buyers, if we provide information, it keeps them in the loop and we continue to connect with them until they're ready to buy. It creates that trust. So 1 to 3% are ready to buy right now when they see your offer. 7% are probably ready to buy sometime in the next 30 days. 30% the next 6 months, 30% the next 2 years, and 30% will probably never buy from you. So why are we in a dogfight for 3% of the market? Why aren't we looking to market to the other 97% of the market that could use our services? Because your competitors are all going after the 3%.
Yeah, put systems in your business so you're going after that 97% that almost no one else is going after. And we have the systems for you.
So let's take a look at the chiropractor again. Typically, most chiropractors, as I said, or most doctors for that matter, specialists and so on, ask us to call them or book a free exam. But what if, and schedule an appointment, what if we provided an informational offer that said free back pain report, revolutionary new treatment, here's back pain forever? Would that be of interest to future buyers? And it reduces the threshold of resistance. So what I'm going to share with you now is 2 of 8 strategies we use in working with our clients. And the first one we've sort of talked about already, but I'm going to show you how it works. And the second one we'll also talk about shortly here. So here's a psychologist who has been working with primarily parents. And his website is okay. It says Parenting Advice and Resources from Dr. John Smith. So that's typical of most people in the profession. And he specializes in 9 different areas of business. So he's got a little video, which is great because people get to know him through a video. But he says over here, free consultation, schedule an appointment, so on and so forth. Very typical of other professionals. And typical of most businesses, quite frankly. The original script, this is what it said: parenting advice and resources from Dr. John Smith. Greeting parents. My name's Dr. John Smith. I welcome you to Remarkable Parenting. You'll find tons of great information here, hundreds of pages of articles, and 9 areas of expertise. So you can imagine a parent that's dealing with a difficult child. Are they going to take the time to read hundreds of reports and multiple pages of information to solve the one problem that they have? So here's how we changed that psychologist's website to attract customers by creating what's called a landing page or a squeeze page. So it addresses a specific problem. So the headline: are you sick and tired of yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Well, now you can discover the secrets of controlling your child, instantly restore peace in your home. Now, how many parents who have a child acting out would look at that and go, oh, thank God that's there. Learn the secrets of gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. So, and his video script, again, addresses the problem. As a parent, are you struggling to gain control of your child's attitudes and emotions? Is your child yelling and screaming, so on and so forth? My name's Dr. John Smith. I help parents just like you solve these situations. And here, let me prove it. And it addresses the fact that you can enter your name in the email box at the right and your email address, and we'll send you 60-second techniques that will help you solve the problem instantly in your household. So his original website, he was getting an average of 300 leads per month, which is fairly high for most professionals, but only 10% were asking about a consultation, and 3 consented to a consultation. So 300 leads are turning into the 1%. So if we go back to the formula that I talked about earlier called the conversion formula, we need to interrupt, address the issue, engage, say that there's a solution, educate, so provide evidence that there is a solution, and then create an offer that's compelling. So the revised website, here's what happened. They were getting an average of 300 leads per month. 60% after we'd made the revision and created a landing page or a squeeze page, which turned into 6 customers, and all 6 became new patients with an average sale of $800 per customer or per patient. That's $2,400 a month in increased revenues. So anybody here want to add that to their revenues? It's small, but it's still, as you build the business, that can increase substantially more by keeping your future customers in the loop as to what you offer. So the second strategy is how to increase revenues even more by using a method called a drip campaign. And this automatically delivers information to prospects that's helpful, not sales oriented. So this is, we had 300 leads, 60 opted in after we revised the website and created a landing page, which meant there was 6 clients. And so that meant 54 still hadn't bought, still hadn't purchased a consultation. So we put the 54 back into our drip campaign, which can be an email campaign, and nurture those clients. And let's say just another 2 become patients from that 54 through the process. And at the end of the year, in 12 months, he's got 72 new clients, 156 clients each time that the drip campaign goes out. So that's 3,600 prospects, turns into 156 new clients.
Got a question.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay. Oh, people saying they didn't get the email. Okay. Well, hopefully they did now. So.
All right. So here's what the numbers look like. So you take the 54, you put them back into the drip campaign, and new emails go out, and those 54 create 2 clients. We take the 52, put them back. So now you have 54 plus 52, and so on. You can see the formula and the end result of that total of clients in 1 year. So 30 new patients every month. And can they handle it? Absolutely. So here's, I want to show you this calculator, because what we look at, we have an online system, proprietary system that does an analysis of businesses and looks at 48 different areas of the business in the area of sales and marketing. And so if we look at the area of more leads, and let's say annually we get 1,000 leads for a business, and our conversion rate's 25%. So we take that 250 leads, we put them through the process of creating more transactions. We get 10 transactions from that 250 leads. And at $100 per customer, that 250 becomes 250,000 in revenue. And let's say our profit margin is 25%. What that simply means is at the end of the year, we've got $62,500 in profits. Now that's 10% increase, or that's just a simple conversion formula. If we add a 10% increase in revenues, here's what happens. We now get 1,100 leads. Our conversion rate increases to 27.5, and we get 303 more sales, which becomes 11 transactions, and increases the prices, or we increase the price slightly by 10%. Now all of a sudden our revenue goes to $366,000. And we also increase our profit level because we've increased prices and increased the number of customers we've got. So now it goes up to $100,000 in revenue. And that's just a simple 10% increase. So if you think of 48 different aspects of your business in the areas of sales and marketing and divide that up, we're talking less than 1% in any one area can substantially increase your business.
And a big point in that, David, is how many of us have ever had somebody else come in and really analyzed our marketing and our business for us and given us suggestions. Most people I talk to have never done that ever.
Yeah, and with this system that we use, it's got 497 million algorithms in it that take the information that you provide, both numerical information and quantitative or qualitative information, and analyze it to give the results. So in many businesses we work with, we can increase their revenues by 50% and more. So here's an example. If we take those original leads and we increase the number of leads to 1,500, our conversion rate goes up. We've got now 563 more sales, and 15 of those at a slightly higher price becomes $1.2 million in revenue. And so the profits become almost $500,000. So this is just what we call compound interest or compound profit results. And that's simply by analyzing the business and looking for the best avenues or channels that we can connect with our customers through a marketing and sales process. The good news about it, in many cases, there's no additional cost to be able to grow your business. It's simply looking at the right channels that you can use to be able to communicate. So this profit calculator is 760% increase in a business, as an example. So with the coaching program that I run, we have an e-learning library. And so here's an example of, say, the social marketing aspect. There's videos and emails that we send out to our customers on a regular basis, and it helps educate customers. So many of you, as you probably have done in the past, have worked with advertising agencies, marketing firms, digital marketing firms, and so on and so forth. And you can pay thousands and thousands of dollars to have them do the work for your business, which is great if you've got that revenue. But what we do is we try and help clients learn how to create a strategic approach to their marketing such that they can reduce the costs of marketing and be able to implement a lot of the processes simply by a little bit of education. So here's an example with our profit acceleration software that we have. This is the digital marketing component. So we have a program that analyzes just the digital aspect of the business. And then we also have what we call Profit Jumpstart, is what we're going to be talking about here a little later in our presentation. And it looks at 12 different areas of the business and provides an analysis of it. So you can see in the middle here, we've got leads have generated 21% or $21,000, a 10% increase for a business. So we look at all the different aspects of the business and do an analysis to be able to figure out the best areas to increase profits. So if we go back and we look at our psychologist, we looked at just a few areas. So market dominating position, lead generation, alliances, joint ventures, digital marketing, compelling offer, and drip campaign. And we were able to take his business from a $250,000 per year revenue and increase it by $152,000 to produce a net annual gross revenue of $402,000. So for many businesses, that's a substantial increase that they'd love to have. And how we do that is simply by looking at the profit formula and being able to analyze the business foundations, the strategy, the processes, and so on, the offers that you make. We look at the lead generation processes, how the business is generating leads and how they're converting. And we look at those conversions and how we can increase transactions, and last of all, be able to increase profits. So, questions?
Yeah, please go to your chat box now. And if you have any questions for the information David has presented to you, please ask them now. Okay, looks like you did a great job, Dave. No questions at all. So
maybe I overwhelmed them all.
Yeah, you think so? Now let's talk about LinkedIn, as I'm the LinkedIn wizard. LinkedIn is a game changer. Somebody have a question over here.
Oh yeah.
what is your starting point when you work with a client? Money-wise, we actually have a phenomenal offer for you, Marguerite, at the very, very end. You know, having someone go over all this with you can be, you know, daunting and expensive, but we have a phenomenal offer at the very, very end of our presentation you're gonna love.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we look at as well through the analysis process is where's the most likely place to start with what you're doing in sales and marketing, or even within the business, that we can increase profits the highest to start. And then we do an analysis. So at the end, what happens is in doing the analysis through the software is we provide a report. And from that report, we also look at a timeline as to launching campaigns, and also when or what we should be launching. So a priority list of the best approaches. So Alan, I think there was a second question there as well. So.
Yeah, and just starting point in your first few steps. I think you answered that already. So let's launch another poll here. For LinkedIn, I want to know how many of you are currently using LinkedIn for lead generation or marketing, like really going on it full hog. You're on there on LinkedIn on a regular basis. You're using it. You're getting leads on a regular basis. You're you know, on LinkedIn, you know, 4 or 5 times a week. We have a couple people on here. Okay, yes, yes, no, no, no. Keep on going, keep on going. 5 more people, 5 more people. Come on, people, just click on those buttons. Yes or no, yes or no. 2 more people, 2 more people. Keep on going. 2 more people, click on those buttons, please. Come on, 1 more person. Click on the button and end the poll. There we go here. So some people are using LinkedIn for lead generation marketing. Most are not though. And I find that's what I find usually on LinkedIn. Is most people don't know how to use LinkedIn properly because unfortunately, LinkedIn just makes it very, very complicated. So why LinkedIn really? LinkedIn was launched in 2003 by Reid Hoffman and Alan Blue, and CEO Jeff Weiner just stepped down as the CEO. They have a new CEO now, acquired by Microsoft for $26 billion in 2016. So imagine working really hard for 13 years and then you're an automatic billionaire. Absolutely amazing. 840 million users on LinkedIn as of January 2021. 280 million users are active monthly. 160 million users are in North America alone. So if most of you are in North America, people in North America are probably some of the most you know, engaged LinkedIn users on a regular basis. People in USA, Canada, India, Brazil, and UK have the highest numbers of users. And a very, very important part of the whole LinkedIn formula is LinkedIn has probably the highest ROI, which means people on LinkedIn have money to spend on you, right? So 44% of LinkedIn users earn more than $75,000 per year, whereas people on Facebook, the average Facebook user is only $30,000 per year. So if you're going to use LinkedIn for your marketing lead generation, and if your business is mostly B2B, then LinkedIn's a channel you want to use for yourself. So also nearly half the people LinkedIn members have decision-making power and authority for the company. So when you're talking to them on LinkedIn, they can say yes or no to your offer, which is, you know, as opposed to having to go through the arduous process of talking to the top bosses. The people you're talking to already on LinkedIn can say yes or no. LinkedIn posts reach an estimated 9 billion people each month. So content creation on LinkedIn is more important than ever. And video marketing on LinkedIn in 2021 is going to explode. You can get, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of followers to your LinkedIn profile through the use of consistent, properly done video marketing. And so, you know, if you're not on LinkedIn creating content on a regular basis, you absolutely should be. I tell my clients you should be creating 2 or 3 posts a week and at least 1 video per week. And I just recently purchased some more equipment. I have one of those ring lights coming in. I just bought a new phone. So I'll be going, you know, whole hog on the video marketing on LinkedIn starting 2021. Why is LinkedIn so important? It has a powerful job board. You can build your brand and a huge network. Many times articles and your profile will rank really well on Google because Google loves content, and LinkedIn brings Google fresh content on a regular basis. You can build up a great Rolodex on LinkedIn of contacts, which gives you reach globally. I have clients all over the world. I have a lot of clients in the USA. I have clients in the UK. I have one client in Bulgaria. I have clients, all over the world. So you have to reach globally, especially now for events. I'll talk about that later on in the program. LinkedIn has this brand new event platform, and you can reach research companies and their employees. I had one client on my website. You can go to John Malu on the homepage video where he did $500,000 in sales in my program. In only 4 months, he was running a huge construction and concrete trade show in Toronto. And you'll see that the show is be happening again in, I think, late 2021 or 2022 because of the pandemic. He can't run trade shows right now. But the problem he was having was he was getting no engagement on LinkedIn. So often I hear from people that they're getting connections on LinkedIn, but when they message people, no one responds at all. So I show people how to get the response and how to get engagement. In fact, many of you here, are from LinkedIn. So just in the chat box, if you came here and you got messaged by myself or David from LinkedIn, and that's why you're here today, just put a yes in the chat box for us, all right? So we see how many people came today from LinkedIn. And also LinkedIn obviously is from marketing and lead generation. You get a lot of people saying, yes in the chat box, right, Dave?
Yep.
So the number one thing you want to talk about on LinkedIn is your profile. If you don't get your profile on LinkedIn correct, then nothing really else happens. Your profile and having an amazing profile will be the difference between people accepting or not accepting your connection request. You can stand out from your competition. You can show off your career success. Everybody's heard the saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So it's super, super important that your cover banner and photo look outstanding. Unfortunately, almost all the people who come to me on LinkedIn, their cover banner and photo just isn't good at all. And having a really cool, engaging cover banner and a photo on LinkedIn like these over here, will tell people in 2 seconds just how professional you are. Also, when you're taking your professional headshot, this is what your headshot should look like. If you're in a B2B space, like, you're not doing, let's say, art stuff, you can be a little more casual. But if you're in the B2B space, have a good, outstanding professional headshot done. And it doesn't have to be a professional headshot done by a professional photographer. Just look professional. Make sure you're smiling. Make sure that your attire is done properly. Business attire. We've all seen headshots on LinkedIn where someone has cut themselves out of a wedding photo at a wedding or something, and it just doesn't look right. Right? You can tell they're having someone beside them in the photo, and they're outside. There's plants and flowers and trees, or it's blurry. Right? So make sure you have a really nice done headshot. You can take headshots at home with, most cell phone cameras have 15 or 20 megapixel cameras on them. And that is, as professional as cameras were maybe 5-6 years ago. And you can take a really great headshot. Just make sure that you have a nice, background on there. You can cut yourself out, use Photoshop. Often I'll cut people out of their headshots and put a business background of some kind.
And lighting is important as well.
And lighting is important as well, exactly, yeah. And actually, now you mentioned that, maybe I turn my little light on here so you can see me better. There you go. An optimized profile also ranks higher in the LinkedIn search algorithm. So if you're looking for a certain service like an SEO company or a LinkedIn lead generation company, if you have those key phrases spattered in your LinkedIn profile like this here, I'm going to end the show for a second and show you my LinkedIn information. So here's my LinkedIn profile. Often I'll see people who have over here in the headline, owner of my company. That's all they have over here. So write this down for yourselves. Hopefully you're taking some notes for the program today. These are the 4 things that people want to know when they look at your LinkedIn profile. And that is, who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And most importantly, why should I use your service as opposed to anybody else on LinkedIn doing the same thing you do? So let's say, you're a business coach. So you type in business coach on LinkedIn, and
Oh,
you
look,
press
there's my
enter.
picture.
Pardon me?
Just
Were
kidding.
you on there a second ago? So business coach on LinkedIn. So there are 3,300,000 business coaches on LinkedIn. How do you stand out from the crowd, right? So if someone's chatting us up, Dave, can you read the chats to me as they come in? If people have
Sure.
questions at all?
No, I'm posting up those links,
Oh, those
Alan.
links. Okay, awesome, great, oh, fantastic. Okay, so really, how do you stand out from your competition? Write this down again. So people often will tell you they love your services. They'll say to you, Dave, Sue, Bob, whatever your name is, I absolutely love using your services. I love working with you because of ... Well, you got to write that stuff down on paper and formalize it somehow, and then figure out how to communicate that message on LinkedIn. Also, on the LinkedIn mobile app, you can put this little button.
Hi, I'm Alan Fine from LinkedIn Leads, and I can get you a never-ending stream of leads from LinkedIn.
And so that little feature is only available when you log into the LinkedIn mobile app. Unfortunately, you can't do it on desktop at all. Let's see here from current slide. So your LinkedIn profile headline is not your job title alone. Don't make it too general. Use hyperbole words like expert, winning, dedicated, best, and also talk to your target audience. Just think backwards. If people are looking for your services, what are they looking for? And ask your clients, when you're looking for my services and you look for me, what was really important to you? What were you looking for? Were you looking for me because I was an expert or I specialized in what? So also throughout your LinkedIn profile in the About section, as well as that little title I showed you beforehand, use the keywords tailored to your audience. So once again, I am a LinkedIn lead generation specialist. I have that information in my profile as well as in my About section. Don't do keyword called keyword stuffing, where you just put those phrases in over and over again, but do it so it sounds proper, but make sure all the phrases and all the information that you have on your profile talks to your target audience so they can actually find you when they type in those phrases into the LinkedIn search bar. Here's some examples, more headline examples. Human resources consultant, and also this little thing. People ask me how to do this little, what's called a pipe. So the pipe is on your keyboard when you press the shift key above the enter key. So above your enter key on your keyboard, people like seeing that little pipe there. It looks really professional, looks really clean. That's where that pipe is. I've seen people use the capital I, but that looks a little weird. So that's what pipe is. Salesforce trainer, are you pushing your CRM to its full potential? Commercial realtor, connecting business owners to properties. Love helping and prevent and reverse heart disease, cardiac rehabilitation, heart health authority. They want to know, who you are, what you do, what can you do for me, and why should I use your services as opposed to anybody else out there. Digital marketing and content expert, Wall Street Journal best-selling author, keynote speaker and writer. Your summary, which is now your about section, the guts of your LinkedIn profile. You have 2,000 characters to describe who you help, how you help them, and what sets you apart from the pack. Unfortunately, once again, most summaries are terrible. That's why people hire me usually, because I write their summaries and redo their whole profile for them, so it really stands out.
And Alan, I
Once
put some
again-
examples in the chat box there. So
Okay, great. Yeah, fantastic. So your summary, once again, is not a job description. Make sure your summary and your profile addresses the benefits of working with you and the benefits of your services, not just the features. And once again, features are, we've been in business 30 years, we have this many awards. Those things are important later on in the conversation. But once again, people will want to know, what can you do for me? And make sure you maybe put in case studies, or you put in things in your summary of examples. So we've increased revenues for the majority of our clients by 35% consistently over the last 5 years. That would be a benefit of working with you. On my LinkedIn profile, you can see I promise my clients 5 to 15 new sales calls every week. So, how many of you, just type in the chat box, would love 5 to 15 brand new leads brought to your inbox on LinkedIn and in your calendar every single week?
even
Yeah, so
better,
make sure.
if you want to take those 5 to 15 leads and turn them into a profit.
Yeah, and then the people who don't convert from your lead generation, processes. Let's say you convert even half of them. You can stick those 7 people back into your funnel through what David does, and keep on doing. So imagine that you put in 7 people this month, 7 people the next month or the next week, whatever, and keep on sticking them in your funnel, and your conversions go up dramatically because you're top of mind. So that when that time the people are ready to buy, that 67% of the rest of the the marketing strategy that no one else is going after really. Most companies, I say probably 99% of companies, are only going after that 1 to 3%. So if you have systems in your business that David and I can show you to make sure you're going after that 67% afterwards, that's going to dramatically increase your revenue and dramatically increase your conversions. Demonstrate your passion, show some fun, and a lot of this can be done really well with video. And so, very, very important. So I'm about to embark on a really high-end video training course that I'll be bringing the information to my clients, the people who I'll be taking the course through. Some of them have, 100,000 followers. I know that the owner of the company has 500,000 followers. Now just imagine having, millions or hundreds of thousands of followers, people following you on LinkedIn. Would that make a big difference? People asking you to work with them, coming to you for inbound marketing as opposed to outbound marketing leads? Absolutely amazing. So samples of great profile headlines. I know David put this in the chat box.
Yeah.
Another thing also on your LinkedIn profile is rich media. If people go to 2 different profiles and one has a lot of rich media on it and one doesn't, and rich media is this information over here on your profile. So all in the features section. And all you got to do on LinkedIn is go to the add profile section as you scroll down and click on featured, and then add media. You can add videos here, you can add PDFs, you can add JPEGs and GIFs, articles. You can link articles and posts to your features section. So if people go to do 2 different profiles and one profile has amazing information and really spice it up a lot with the features section, who do you think they're going to contact? A dull looking profile on LinkedIn that has really no information to it at all, or someone who has an amazing features section on LinkedIn that has great information. Also, make sure that you have you're posting on a regular basis. Here's all my activity on LinkedIn. Sorry, Zoom, I find it's a lot of bandwidth. It goes really slow sometimes, but here's all my activity on LinkedIn. So, all the information is here: videos, informational marketing, COVID-19 information. So, once again, what is your audience looking for on a regular basis? So make sure that you're very, very active on LinkedIn, posting articles, information, and once again, can't say it enough, video marketing.
Yeah, keep in mind too that the people looking at your profile are probably business people, people you could do business with. So putting personal stuff on there that's not relevant to your audience actually detracts from attracting customers.
Right. But also conversely, being vulnerable on LinkedIn and talking about vulnerable things, I've seen people talk about, overcoming drug addiction and other things on LinkedIn. So, while you don't want to post, pictures of the food you had for breakfast, right? So, those are the kind of things you don't post on LinkedIn, but don't be afraid to be vulnerable on LinkedIn and show people who you really are. I've often had people come to me after I've been posting information on LinkedIn and we finally get to do a Zoom call or a phone call and they tell me, you know what, Al, I've been following you for years. I really believe I know you very well from the information you're posting on LinkedIn. So, make sure you're very active with that. How to rank LinkedIn. So can you put this link on LinkedIn on the chat box here, Dave? It's the social selling dashboard. You have the link, that link for yourself at all, or do we need to post it?
Let me, yeah, I'll do that while you're continuing on there.
Awesome. This will give you a good idea of where you stand out on LinkedIn as far as finding the right people, connecting with them, engaging with insights, establishing your professional brand, and building relationships. So, what is your social selling dashboard rank on LinkedIn? And obviously the higher number you have, the better it's going to be. But but also I want you to know that a lot of this information for the social selling dashboard on LinkedIn is a sales piece for LinkedIn to get you into purchasing Sales Navigator. So while it's a good tool to get an overall view, it's also a tool for you in LinkedIn to drive you to buying what's called a premium membership. And people often ask me on LinkedIn, should I use LinkedIn Premium? Well, LinkedIn Premium only refers to a paid for membership on LinkedIn. And I'll talk about a little more about what premium memberships are. There's basically 4 of them, and I'll tell you about them at the very end of the presentation here. So, articles and posts. Many people have talked to me on LinkedIn and they said to me, well, you know what? I have no idea what to write about. So often I'll brainstorm with them. The biggest challenge I find for people posting information on LinkedIn is, what do I write about? So, really think about, what are your clients interested in? What is top of mind in the news at that time? Coming up with the topics for your article is probably the hardest part. So usually once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'll have a brainstorming session with my clients. But then also I decided to write this article marketing formula. And if you want this formula at the very, very end of our presentation, just email me. Dave will put my email address in the chat box. I'll be happy to send this to you. So once you have an article topic, then Google it, like, what should you be doing for your financial portfolio in 2021, right? As, let's say, your financial advisor. Google it, and then once you have Googled it, find a graphic for it, figure out a powerful headline. So, the way you want to do it is like newspapers. Newspapers have a powerful headline that sucks you in. How many times you walk by a newspaper stand before COVID hit, we were walking in malls or walking along the road and you saw a newspaper box or a newspaper store that had newspapers in the front there, and you all of a sudden you just passed by the newspaper and you got sucked into stopping for a second and reading a good part of the article, or at least the top headline and the sub headline.
Yeah, it gets back to the conversion formula, Alan.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if everybody can close their eyes for a second and think of whale, what did you see in your mind's eye? Do you see WHALE, or did you see a picture of a whale? And most people will tell me they saw, 97% people tell me they saw a picture of a whale, which means people think in pictures. So make sure that you're very descriptive with adjectives and verbs for your headline and subheadline. And then the very, very end of your article or post, make sure you have a call to action, a CTA, which is, connect with me on LinkedIn, book a meeting with me, a free consultation or a free Zoom call with me. All my articles usually have something like that drives them back to my profile on LinkedIn and, gets them to connect with me. Also, with that in mind, let me just go to my profile. If we are not connected on LinkedIn right now, do me a favor. Here's my profile on LinkedIn. Just connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, send me a connection request if you're not already connected with me on LinkedIn. Here is to everyone. I sent it to one person by mistake. There he goes. Perfect. So I'd love to connect with you and talk to you and give you one of those free consultations. So with that in mind, I said you can get a huge amount of engagement. I started following Bridget probably 3 years ago, and she does tons of video marketing, but look at her followers over here. This is probably 3-4 months ago. She's probably even higher now, probably at 2,500 or 2,500,000 followers. But imagine having a audience that when you post information on your social media, it blows up. Look at this one post here, 29,000 likes and 1,433 comments. You know, absolutely amazing. So people are on a regular basis, and she's from Trinidad Tobago, right? She's not in North America. She's not in Canada or the USA. And she is an HR expert, consultant, talks about, you know, some amazing stories, and she tells stories on LinkedIn in her videos. So super, super important. You really start taking this to heart. If you want to build up a huge following of people on LinkedIn, which I'm going to start doing, you know, this month here, as soon as the rest of my equipment comes in for my video marketing, I'll be happy to give you all the information I have on what kind of equipment I buy and what kind of software I use to cut my videos and everything else. So you can use your LinkedIn profile to let recruiters know that you're available for a job search, right? And make sure you used to have everything done properly. Make sure that your profile is done properly, your headline, your cover banner looks amazing. And if you don't have one, you can hire someone like myself or someone else to do it for you. Also, on your experiences on LinkedIn, make sure that you don't have confusing information. So many people I see who have changed careers over the years. So on LinkedIn, people want to hire the guy or the girl, lady, woman that are the absolute experts in your field. So for instance, I had a client many years ago who went from being a professional photographer to a financial advisor. And I told him to scrub almost all the photography information off his profile, because people go to your profile, and if you have, you know, financial advisor as your top experience, but then you have everything related to photography and all your recommendations of photography, people get confused because they want to hire the absolute expert like you guys do. You want to hire the absolute expert in their field. That will give you the best results. So make sure that you don't have too many confusing informational pieces or experiences on your profile that people go to your profile and see and want to hire the expert. So here's some examples of the experiences on LinkedIn. Too often I see people's experiences on LinkedIn that have the grayed out logo here. So if you haven't properly connected your company page to LinkedIn, for instance, you can see my LinkedIn leads over here. The little logo is colorized, not grayed out. I'm gonna turn my thing over here. It's flashing off and on. It's colorized, not grayed out. You probably either A, haven't properly created a company page and connected to your profile, or you've created a company page, but you simply haven't connected to your profile yet. And the create a company page on LinkedIn, very, very simple. Click on the little work section over here. A new window pops up, and at the very, very bottom, it says create a company page over here. And then once your company page has been created, make sure that you go into your experience on LinkedIn, click on this. Come on, LinkedIn. And then make sure that when you type your company here, it shows up with a colorized logo. It's right here like this, okay? For this here. There it goes. Perfect. LinkedIn event platform. So the LinkedIn event platform is pretty new. It's only been around for less than a year. And what happens on the LinkedIn event platform is you can drive people to your events. So here's our event today. And from the event platform, you put a registration link over here. And you can, put a Zoom link for registration. But then also, once you have people who have registered for your event, you can take people from this list over here and you can market to them again. So as you see people in the messaging, so this is probably one of the most powerful new features of LinkedIn that a lot of people simply are not using at all or not using yet. And I show people and my clients how to use LinkedIn event platform. One great example is this guy over here, one of my clients. So this gentleman came to me with his profile looking not great, and he owns a company called TrueLocal out of Ontario, Canada, and he sells like food delivered to your front door, mostly meat products. And he came to me on LinkedIn probably about 6 months ago because he had plans for an exit strategy. And last Monday, he just told me he sold his company for $18 million plus. So, and he says one of the reasons that the new owners of the company, were so enthused to buy it is LinkedIn. They saw his LinkedIn profile. He's staying on as the CEO for 2 more years, but on a regular basis, he is getting affiliates to his TrueLocal company to help him sell his products. So LinkedIn is also great for network marketers, for affiliate marketing. You can really drive people to your affiliate offers on LinkedIn through the event platform. The last thing I want to talk about on my profile here are recommendations. So recommendations are like testimonials, Google reviews. Too many people I see on LinkedIn have either 1 or 2 recommendations or no recommendations at all, or recommendations from like 5, 6, 10 years ago. So recommendations, I believe personally, are super important to have on LinkedIn because it gives you trust, credibility. So it's one thing for you to say what you can do for people and how amazing your services are, but when other people say it. So for instance, I just redid his profile on LinkedIn. Don Thompson, he owns a really amazing brand new software company called Take Me To It, where the software helps you go into the grocery store and find any item at all that you want to on your smartphone as an app. So we've all been in grocery stores and warehouses. If you work in a warehouse or work in a large retail location and you can't find stuff, how many of us have been super frustrated, like me, to be able to go into a grocery store or somewhere else and not find anybody at all who can help us out finding stuff. I just absolutely hate that part. So I redid his headshot, I redid his cover banner to make things look more professional. And right away, he's in a big trade show this week. Right away, he got more clients right away. So, really, really super important. You have all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. So, this is great information for you guys to take away. I hope you had some great takeaways from today's webinar. And what I find after we present all this information is people really need some help afterwards. So how many of you, just stick in the chat box, would like some help past today's webinar? Free information is fantastic. Having someone to answer all your questions and help you is something that most of my clients talk about on a regular basis, is having someone actually take you by the hand and showing you or doing things for you even. So David, take over here, put the link into the chat box, please.
It's in there.
Great, fantastic.
So this is our offer to you. There's really three things we find that businesses want. First is to generate more leads and turn those leads into paying customers and make more money by and reduce our financial distress by generating more profits from those customers. And so the key here is to be able to help you get that initial part started by generating some leads, then turning them into customers that buy.
And then for myself on my side, how I'd like to have a LinkedIn profile that just absolutely rocks it. People come to your profile, they connect with you, they accept your connection requests, and then have someone show you how to actually get engagement on LinkedIn, that when you message people, they actually message you back for a change. They actually talk to you, and then booking your meetings with you on LinkedIn is very, very important also. So Dave and I came up with this great package at a big discount for you today.
Yeah, so the other part of that offer is that I'll work with you using our profit analysis software and look for areas within your business that we can help increase revenues through proper marketing and be able to provide you a plan and a timeline for that. And then in addition to that, because of the learning platform that we have, it provides you with an e-newsletter each week, which has tips and ideas in it. Not a
and
sales
videos.
and videos as well. There's video learning programs in there that you can learn about various aspects of marketing your business that we'll do the analysis of. In addition to that, I'll touch base with you once a month to see where you're at in your business for an entire year. So Alan, I put this offer together. It's would be $2,000 if we just offered this to anybody that hasn't attended the webinar. But for you attending, our offer to you is $997. That's both Al and I together, and providing our services is $997 US. And if that's a challenge right now, which we understand in businesses, then you can break it up into a couple of payments, $577 US, or 5 payments, $257 US. So that gives you some options to be able to work with us in getting you a higher profile, more leads, and generating more profits. So at this point, I guess we'll open it up to question and answer.
Yep, exactly. So also going to send you some free gifts for attending. Dave's going to put the links into the chat box, as well as email links to you as well. So anybody has any questions for us, we'd be happy to take questions. You can unmute yourself also. You can ask us questions in the chat box, or actually talk to us live on the webinar here. Anybody have any questions about what Dave talked about or about LinkedIn? We'd be happy to answer them for you right now. Or did we do a phenomenal job?
Marguerite has one. Yes, Marguerite.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. How does it work when you're working with folks who are already in an alliance or association? So for example, myself and Linda Mall, David,
Yeah.
working together on some parts. So how does that work?
So doing a joint venture approach to marketing what you're offering?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so what we do is look at the whole process of what you're doing to be able to attract customers, and then create a joint venture presentation that you can do, much like what Alan and I have done. We've collaborated on this educational webinar. You can do that also through various channels of marketing. And so what we would do is create that offer that you're going to put out to the public. But in addition to that, we need to look at the information that you're going to provide to the market such that they build that rapport for you, with you, before you actually put the offer out for them to buy. So that could be a number of things. It could be an email drip campaign. It could be a webinar, much like what Alan and I have done.
Looking at your PowerPoint presentation and making suggestions for you.
Yeah. So we'll look at those various aspects, plus also looking at your social media and digital marketing platform. And for many businesses, believe it or not, traditional marketing still works. I've done work in lots of various industries like trades and the liquor industry, and a lot of them are still using old-fashioned communication, mail outs and postcards and telemarketing and so on. So don't discount the fact that traditional marketing can also help your business. And so we look at that through the software that we have and analyze which areas are the most likely areas to be able to create traction, help you craft the information, and then be able to get that out to your market.
And then for LinkedIn, how can you build a great database of people who are your first connections and then leverage that database to fill your webinars like today?
Yeah, so that part of our challenge is we each have our own profiles, of course, and
Yep.
each have our own businesses, and now we're doing this work together. So there's to us, it feels complex in terms of branding and building those things that aren't in one place, say.
Yeah, well, great. Dave and I are great at dovetailing things and bringing people together. I've often had clients in this exactly the same situation you're both in, who have, you know, two people, two different profiles, two different strategies, and they, you know, can work together if you know how to do it.
Yeah, and that's what Alan and I have done too, because we both run separate companies. We have our own clients and we work together. But to promote this webinar, we created a common marketing method or marketing message, and then posted it on LinkedIn, of course, because that's Alan's area of expertise. And then I posted it on my LinkedIn, and then also put it onto Facebook and Twitter and into an email drip campaign so that we're reaching out to a larger market. And so that's what we also try and work with people to do if they're doing a joint venture, is to make the message consistent. So that's what we've done with our messaging, is we use the same messages through our channels, and we post it in a common area on the marketplace, or I should say the event page in LinkedIn. So it looks like one message. And then we also put it out through our own channels and our own connections to attract people to register for the event and so on. So, and it doesn't have to be an event. It could be attract people to a lead capture page like a squeeze page or landing page. And again, the message is universal. So it's not two separate companies, it's one offer. And so that's the intent there. Is not the challenge with most websites is people go there and they get lost. They start fishing around and looking for things. A landing page, or what we call a squeeze page, brings people through one channel, one message, one headline, and one solution. And so
that's why that's why LinkedIn, the LinkedIn event pages on LinkedIn are so amazing. It's like a squeeze page for your company. We can use that, and you can actually download the list of people who work with you that day.
Yeah, and we can create the same thing through an email drip campaign.
Anybody else have any questions at all? Anybody else?
So our contact information is in the chat, and please feel free to reach out to us. And if there's any questions you have, or if you're interested in the offer that we're providing, we can chat more about that. And we'll be sending a follow-up email with some free gifts in it, and also
all the links as well.
Yeah, all the links that we had today, and a copy of the webinar itself in video format.
Perfect. Anybody else at all?
Questions?
I have one additional question.
Sure.
Yep.
From a LinkedIn perspective, I've been told by other experts that millennials aren't using it as much as some of us who are older than that. And I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on that. I mean, clearly it's hitting a lot of people.
Yep. 840 million people worldwide, growing exponentially because of COVID every single day. So, you know, you can take that with a grain of salt as far as who's telling you that. And, you know, and once again, is your target market millennials or people a little bit older? You know, are you targeting people who are in their 16 to, 22-year-old, or are you targeting people 22 to 60?
Yeah, the other side of it too is with social media in general, LinkedIn is still the primary business-to-business communications tool.
Number one in the world.
Yeah, Instagram is great for quick messages and quick promotions, but it doesn't have the same draw as LinkedIn does for business. If you're doing business consumer, Facebook is a better place to promote your business, but on there, you have to be careful not to do a whole bunch of sales stuff before you actually build relationships with people, because they'll unfriend you. So don't be throwing offers up on LinkedIn, or I mean on Facebook, without building relationships and inviting people to become friends. And then once you've done that, then you can invite people to your offer. But B2B, LinkedIn is still the primary channel to be able to communicate with businesses.
Okay,
Exactly.
perfect. Thanks very much, guys.
Awesome. No problem.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you everyone for being here today. We're going to close things down. If anybody has any questions at all, no problem. Karina, glad to see you here. I'll be sending you information by email after this. Hopefully some people will talk to us, email us, and thank you very much for everybody being here. I want to have a great day today to all of you. Thank you.